Hello everyone, welcome back to another lesson. And in this lesson I'm going to show you how we can work with security profiles and what they are. And like we've seen in the previous video, user roles allow us to limit user interface permissions for users, but security profiles allow us to limit access to networks, log sources, and domains, right? So if I go ahead and create a new security profile for my test user role, right? We see it's currently empty, obviously. And let's go ahead to our networks tab. And in the networks tab, we can see a list of all of our networks. So I want to limit my test user security profile so that he will be able to see only information that is related to my client one network. Right? And we can go ahead and assign those networks to him. And now, any users that has a security profile that's called test user is going to be able to see logs only from those networks. So anything that is included in those two networks is going to be able to see, and anything that is not included, he's not going to be able to see. So that's how we can limit information being shared across multiple domains and tenants that is not needed to be shared. And you can really tune down your information scoping to the way that you want it to be limited to. So then we can also limit by log source, and I can go ahead and say every user that has this security profile, he will be able to access only, for example, my firewall logs, right? And my Windows logs. So anything that's in other and my log sources, he's not going to be able to access. When he goes to log source management to the application, he's going to see only log sources that are assigned to these two different groups. So that way you can also limit by log source. For example, one of your clients has their own log sources and they belong to a group. So you can give access to that log source group only to users that are assigned to that client and no one else. And we can also limit by domains. If we click on domain list, right, I have my test domain here, and domains we haven't covered yet. It's going to be in later sections, but you can assign domain to an event collector, right? So that each log that is coming from that event collector is going to be assigned to a domain. So similarly, you can assign a user to a certain domain, and they can see only logs that are coming from their own respective event collector. So if you have 10 clients, you want each client to have access only to their own logs and no other logs from different clients, because that would be a breach of privacy. So we're going to cover that more in depth in later sections of the course, but you can also limit users to being able to see only information that is coming from the event collector that they are assigned to, which is an absolutely great way to limit their information scope. So we can do that for domains, log sources, and networks. And if you go to summary, what's here? Selected log source groups contain these log sources not associated with the... Oh, okay, yeah. It's because we haven't correctly configured a domain yet. Our log sources belong to the default domain, so we cannot actually save that. Just delete those two here and List one log source must be assigned. Yeah, so it's not gonna let us work with that before we configure our domains. But if we go to admin, we can see that the admin security profile has obviously access to everything, which it should be like that. So this will be it for this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.